What's really beautiful is that power in general isn't good or bad. It depends of whose hands it's in. So I think it was a really good illustration to see the kind of like ambiguity of power, but also like, I think it also started a trajectory about what her own will and what her purpose was in a really beautiful way. That kind of traumatic thing became the making of her. So I'm really proud of that depiction.
In The Power, Tunde is one of the few male characters who views women's newfound ability in a more positive, progressive light. What kind of evolution do you feel like your character went through over the course of the show in terms of that kind of feminist perspective?
I think he starts off, and his relationship with the power is definitely a negative one. You know, like there's a really traumatic incident that happens to his best friend because of it. And I think his initial intention is to just figure out what this thing is. But then I think once he steps out of his comfort zone, he breaks out of his little bubble and he goes into the real world and, you know, like jumps to different countries, he starts to see the massive, you know, potential that this thing has as a positive force for women and also just for the way our world is structured. And so I think that's it. The teaching is in the new places that he goes to. You know, he goes to Riyadh in Saudi, he goes to, you know, Eastern Europe, and he goes to America, and he, in like through that journey, like he kind of figures out the potential that this thing has as a power for good.
And Heather, your character is really instrumental in a lot of ways to sort of first raising public consciousness about skeins, even though it's sort of against her will. Yeah. How do you feel like that impacted her as a character and how you portrayed her?
I think it made her see the negative side and the potential violence of the power. Mm-hmm. I think what's really beautiful is that power in general isn't good or bad. It depends of whose hands it's in. So I think it was a really good illustration to see the kind of like ambiguity of power, but also like, I think it also started a trajectory about what her own will and what her purpose was in a really beautiful way. That kind of traumatic thing became the making of her. So I'm really proud of that depiction.
It was really good.
Thank you.
I agree.
If you could choose any power for all women to have, what would it be?
Ooh. I know. Self-validation, man. Not caring what anybody thought. I know there's so many other things, but like my answer right now is just like a self-confidence to just not caring about anyone else. What's your answer to him?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. What superpower would my god sisters want, or would my mum want? And I don't know. I know what the superpower is for me. I know what I would want, but like I can't speak for some of these women in my life. My superpower is usually super luck. I'm like, if you have super luck, you have pretty much everything, man. You can do whatever you want. Like deep it. You can. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I guess so.
That it's the best superpower. But I don't know if that's necessarily what women specifically are looking for. But hey, like that's all I have to offer. That's what I would want for myself. And so like that's what I'm giving. I think my god sister's probably gonna watch this and be like, there are 15 other powers that I would want more. But I'm like, listen, man, here you go, super luck. Do your best. But also I think the good thing about super luck is like, you know, you could have that right now. You know, I think it's also like the power of perspective, right?
Deep, all right.
No, for real. Like I mean it. Like I'll go to bat for super luck. It's the best power.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I know we're out of time, but I really appreciate you guys talking to me today.
That
was really funny.